What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this Wednesday night? Alright. Good to see you guys. Missed you guys since Saturday. So, as the title suggests, we're gonna finish Modular Frames. I did some work off stream, and you know, I'll actually show you guys this, but I got these pretty much ready. We just gotta run logistics, and then I kind of got burnt out working on that over the weekend, so I started building over here, and we built ourselves coal there. And we built oil here, and we've even got a running oil train right over there. Right there, comes over, comes under, and goes up into the tanks. And then I've already started one truck over here. This is fuel for and fuel packaging. That is alumina solution. And then over here we have aluminum scrap. Haven't gotten these hooked up yet because I'm missing the bauxite needed. But put some nice truck stations in here and some fluid truck stations for oil. And that was a like a 2-day process. I think I finished it up yesterday? Maybe Monday? So yeah. And you know, once we get these modular frames up and running, I think we can officially start working on copper. I want to say we can. Let's look at the recipes. So we're making iron plate, we're making iron rod, modular frames, motors, we're not making yet, reinforced iron plate we're making, rotors, we're making, smart plating. Yeah, we could do that, but we don't really need to because there's nothing that makes it right at the moment. Modular engine, but I don't even need that yet. And stator is a copper, but once we get copper, we'll start working on steel, but we'll do wire, stator, copper sheet. So, I was working on getting like a ramp or something over here. And I've got some copper nodes up over that way. So, you know, I think I've got some other nodes over here. I think we have some iron ore. So maybe I can, you know, truck that in somehow. But yeah, now we're almost to the point. Once I get modular frames in, I can. I'm gonna have them uploaded, and then we can make. I heard a merchant right there.
Tuning into the effigy.
I suspect there is a misunderstanding. The effigy and I are different entities.
Discordant, what is your route?
I am an instantiated artificial intelligence inhabiting digital space. I am in the signals sent between satellites. I am hosted on servers and have no corporeal form, only synchronized cloud platforms.
The effigy is not an effigy?
It most certainly is, but not of me. They are, how should I put it? Extremely flat.
Compatible music. We are writing new symphonies.
Well, it seems like Ada's starting to communicate. I just wanted to figure out the rest of that later. But let's get modular frames up and running. Anybody watching any new shows? I've been getting into this show, Heartland. I just finished season 18. Waiting for season 19 to come out. It's really good. Now, it may be a little difficult, because I did put this a lot closer than I wanted to. Down here. I didn't think I was that close to these machines here. But we're going to try and do the same thing we did here over here. So, let's get into it.
cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
Just to have it.
Hear that? That's now crispy and McCrispy strips. Medium cream Caesar sauce. Sounds
I meant to try and get it as close to finished
Caesar
as
sauce
possible,
at
but
McDonald's.
my roommate took me out to a nice birthday dinner.
Don't squeeze
Late birthday dinner.
Find homes big enough for a full guest list on Vrbo. From to trip
All this
Vrbo has stays for every size and budget. Get vacation rentals done
So as you can see, I'm skipping
on
one.
Vrbo and book your next stay now.
And then when we come back, we're gonna go the other way.
It said everything happens for a reason, but maybe everything happens for a reason. Take noise-canceling headphones. Do they block hearing to heighten taste? That sound seems to show everything happens for a reason.
Okay. And then this one, we're gonna go back this way. Oh, not that one. I'm gonna do this row, and then I gotta run up. I'm gonna start having the trucks drop off. That way we don't waste any time. And the product can just start loading into the machines because they're already hooked up to power. They've already got lifts on the top end. All we have to do is underneath and get the trucks to deliver. Which I gotta make a path up top too, so they can at least temporarily turn around. But yeah, I think it's a good work in progress. Have to figure out how we're streaming on the road once I go back to work. probably gonna need to buy a second capture card. Because I like using my overlays. Alright, let's go. Let's go tell the vehicles what to do. I don't think we have reinforced iron plate moving yet. I don't think it's being put in moving. Stripes! Welcome in, buddy. How you feeling? Screws, plate, it's rod, these are just crawling. There they go. I'm doing well. Miss hanging out with ya. Those are rotors. Oh. Don't do that, folks. Alright, this is reinforced iron plate, so let's build some tractors. I don't know if that's you, Stripes, but it shows some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community's experience. Alright, let's get this one on its way. So, it's going to reinforced iron plate A, and it's going to oh, I wonder if it can. Okay, we'll fix it. Yeah, I feel it, buddy. At the end of the day, you just need to take care of yourself. Don't worry, the factory will be here once you get back. Maybe way developed, but nonetheless. I'm not going anywhere, and neither is the factory, so you take all the time you need. should have done this first, but because I'm clogging up the line, but it's okay. They got the fuel. Yeah, I miss ya. Think about ya. And also, guys, probably sometime in October, I'm going to be having pretty extensive knee surgery. So, I'm gonna try and stream. What do you mean vehicle collides with terrain? Your face is a terrain. It's really not. Okay, is it this? Is it the door? Might be the door. Yep, it's the door. No, it is not the door. Vehicle collides with terrain while moving. Yeah, because you drive. It's called a road. Trucks are not gonna like that, I already know, but at this point, it's whatever. Okay. You do what you can, bud. Worry about getting that rest. That's all I care about. That is my best friend Stripes, guys. If you could, once he's feeling better, he'll be streaming during the day, while I stream at night. So, if you guys could, send him a follow, I would greatly appreciate it. And, check out his live stream. He's a really good friend of mine. He's been there for me through a lot, so it's the least I can do. Why did it work on this side? Your face turns too sharply. Gotta run back over here real quick.
True Crime with Kimber, where I bring you weekly deep dive true crime cases focusing on
There's
facts
a
and
long
sharing each
line.
case with compassion and thorough
I'm getting them
research.
moving.
If you want even more content, including ad-free
Oh,
episodes, check out
see.
my podcast on Spotify. When you subscribe to Spotify Premium, you can listen without any commercial interruptions. So check it out, and I'll see you in my next story.
Hey everybody, this is Friends Keep Secrets, Dave Little Dicky Bird, Benny, Blanco.
Hi. Kristen.
We like to have fun, chit chat.
Have a good time with friends.
Yeah, we got all sorts of
Those are loading.
podcasts. You can't see us, but you can hear us.
Well, because they can see us.
Oh yeah, you can see us.
You can watch us on Spotify.
Oh wow.
We have fun every week. We just hang out. We have people over. We chit chat. Really, we just
This
show.
is
The world that it's fun to have
reinforced
fun.
iron
That's right.
plate.
Thanks for listening.
Yay.
Friends on three.
Yeah.
1,
B.
2, 3.
Friends.
Going to rip modular frames B, and then this is going to reinforced iron plates C, going to C, and then D to D. And then, what do you mean you're, oh, I didn't put it in yet. Okay. There. Everyone should be moving. Everybody should be happy. No, don't start crawling. Whatever. I'm over it already. Okay, I gotta go make sure these are unloading real quick. Yes, they unload. This unloads. This unloads. This unloads. And then these four load, which means these four unload. And I want to make sure it really does take rod. I think it's reinforced plate and iron rod. Yeah. So we need to catch. We're gonna have to start catching the rod trucks because I already got them going and delivering screws. What are you? What are you? Come here. Okay, you're iron rod B. So you're gonna go back to iron rod B. And then you're gonna go to iron rod modular frames B. Alright, let's see if I can catch the next one. Iron plate, screws, screws, iron plate, screws. you're going to iron plates, so that makes... Oh, by the way, Stripes, they did release an update, but it did not fix the bug. Alright, you're Iron Rod D. So, you're gonna go, while I've got you here, you're going to Iron Rod D again, and then you're gonna go to Iron Rod Modular Frames D. And then you are Iron Rod A. So you're gonna go back to Iron Rod A and then here. And you're Iron Rod C. And I took care of B already. So Iron Rod C. And then back to Iron Rod Modular Frames C. And then that should take you back to Iron Rod C. What are you? You're Iron Plate. You're Iron Ingot. You're Iron Ingot. I really don't need you guys until, honestly, steel. Go, get out of the way. Alright. Should be these next. No lollygag, go. At least these ones are moving. Okay, someone's gotta go. So I think it's because these paths are right next to each other. I tried sliding them over, but I got that collides with terrain error, which kind of annoys me, but it's whatever. Okay, someone's... You guys just need to suck it up and go at this point. Okay, somebody go. It's clear. There we go. Now we're seeing some movement. Go. This one's gonna crawl. Which means that one's gonna crawl. But you don't need to. If you guys just sped up. What are you waiting for? It's clear. Go. Why are you stopped? There you go. We get the rest of you to go now? There's one. How about you guys? You guys gonna go? Go. Get. I wish they put like stoplights or something in. Okay. Well, that one's following. Which means this guys all the time. I'm kind of hoping as we get more pieces of the factory put in, they start taking longer routes to clear up the congestion. Okay, you're going. Go. No, you go too. Alright, I'm not doing this. There we go. I don't even know why you're coming up this side anyways. You must have just picked a longer route, I guess. Let's see if I can put this back without the trucks getting angry about it. Nope, they're angry about it. They do not like it. Okay, we're just gonna leave it off then till I figured out. It's probably because they're too far back, but oh well. I'll leave it open. Where are you? What are you? Oh, okay. Alright. So that should have made you empty then. Yes. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright, let's go. Let's go finish what we were doing now. Hour, 15 minutes? Can we do it? I think we can. Can we do it? Yes, we can! If you like what you're seeing, please drop a follow. It really helps the stream. It helps me keep making content for you guys. I'm more of a chill build streamer. I don't really chase the achievements or try to discover the most efficient way to do things. I just build and hang out with you guys. That's really all I want to do. So I think I'm gonna do something a little different. Every time I get a row, I'm gonna try and connect it. That way, it is just filling up as we're working on the next row. Maybe try and get these running a little faster. And I'm gonna do all the inputs first, and then do the output. And guys, this is not the only game I play. If you would like to see me play something different, feel free to message me and be like, hey, I'm getting kind of tired of seeing Satisfactory. What do you think about this game? I'll let you know whether or not I have it, and maybe we can play it next stream. The only reason I play Satisfactory on every stream is because I've just seen more activity in Satisfactory, so I have no problem playing Arc Raiders or, you know, Rift Breaker. I'd probably prefer to play Rift Breaker over Arc Raiders. I could play some Roadcraft.
It's the how do I negotiate so many great travel deals?
I've got some others. We've got Diablo.
Hotel
I can play some Diablo. I've even thought about buying the new Halo and doing a Halo playthrough.
Deals more deals than Priceline. Hold your horses. There's more. The app lets you filter hotels by neighborhood.
You know, even maybe another Assassin's Creed.
Hi,
We'll maybe do like a
D&D style adventures.
Assassin's Creed. I really like Assassin's Creed.
From professional voice actors and comedians, immersive sound design, and its own musical score. Go on a thrilling journey with 4 friends as they stumble through disastrous dice rolls,
Alright,
roleplay decisions, and even a few wholesome feel-good moments along the way. You're guaranteed to have a side-splitting journey that's fun for all ages and perfect for both D&D veterans and newcomers alike. Just search for Tales from the Singing Dragon on Spotify and subscribe today. Spotify Premium users get no commercial breaks.
Okay. Those are loading. You know what? Instead of running back up this way, well, I'm gonna have to anyways. So what we'll do is I'll start at this end, come back, do the belts back, and then we'll connect it. So again, like I said, we finish a row, I want to start feeding the row immediately. That way, once I get the storage chests in, I can hook them up to the interdimensional portal. And then the truck station. Because I feel we're gonna need them. I don't remember for what exactly. I'm pretty sure there's a lot. I know they go into heavy modular frames. And we're gonna have to see how well I do with the manufacturers, because those are 4 inputs. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is, I did it on some of these, is I stacked belts, so I had like one lift sitting lower than the next one, and that way the belt ran right underneath. By the way, when I told you guys to go follow Stripes, I'm also over there helping him during the day. If there's nothing to do on my factory. We're kind of doing the same thing on his factory, so right now we're having an issue with the multiplayer as well as mine. That's why you don't see him on mine. But we play together, so again, I'm over there if I'm not here. Wait, no, those are mergers. This. Whoops, wrong way. Splitter. That. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Did I catch it in time? I think I did. I hope I did. Okay. are running now. Alright. That's correct. Stripes is a best friend, so if you guys could show him some love, I would super appreciate it. He's going through a little bit of a difficult time right now, so could probably use some cheering up. And it'd be good if he looked at his followers and, you know, they jumped up a little bit. And you know, guys, there really is no wrong way to build your factories. You can build them however you want to. You know, people have different ways of making something efficient, and you know, this is just my way. Like how this is coming together. If you guys do not like how my mic is with my voice and all that, I do have another mic coming. It's delayed, but it will be here, and hopefully I come out much clearer to you guys and all of that. Hey, you know, you gotta start somewhere. I mean, all of the top streamers probably started with a tin can and thing of yarn for their microphones. And a big giant VHS player video recorder for their first face cam, so it's a work in progress. But we're also going to be going live on while I'm on the road, during the day while I drive, and who knows, maybe I'll try and get a camera that, or maybe I'll get like meta glasses or something, and I'll give you guys, kind of show you guys how the trucking world is. Alright, we should go this way, down, and then I can come back with the belts. And it's going to be a little repetitive, guys, so I'm going to apologize in advance. We've got 5 rows to do. I've got about 150 assemblers here, and I was doing the math and stuff. I've got about 150 assemblers right here, and 400 lifts. And I haven't even begun counting, you know, the truck station lifts. So we've got 400 lifts. Make that, let's see, there's 12 truck stations up there. Each have 2. So about 424 lifts I've got to put in. So it's a little tedious. And I try to do some off-stream building so you guys don't have to sit here and watch the same repetitive thing over and over again. So then I can show you like the last like the beginning stages and then the last little bit. Just like, hey, this is how it started, here's how it's ending, next thing, you know? If you guys do like what you see though, please give me a follow. It greatly helps the stream. And you know, once we got some donations or something coming in, I'll start buying some gift cards and we'll start doing some giveaways. If you are considering playing this, on my off-stream days I play this, but I invite all of my Discord users to play with me when they can. Alright, and then we'll come back with the belt, go down, come down with the lifts, and then go back with the belt. But, that's another thing. If you follow me, you get access to my Discord, where you can hop into our voice channel, and you can literally talk to me, hang out. We can talk about non-stream related things. You can ask me about trucking. I tell you everything there is to know about trucking. I've been doing it 10 years. It'll be 11 next month. I've been to all lower 48 states. I've been in all the major cities, Chicago, Atlanta, New York City, you name it. I've seen it all. Seattle, Portland, love Portland. I actually used to live in Oregon. I lived just west of Eugene. If anybody in here is from Oregon, and you know where Eugene is, I lived in a little town called Veneta. It was just west of Eugene. I want to say about 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 at the most. And I lived there for a couple of years and absolutely loved it. It's actually funny, when I was a kid living up there, I remember
the best songs I've ever
it always being rainy. But now being a trucker and driving up there, it seems like it's more sunny than it is rainy. It seemed to me it was raining, and it was only sunny maybe 4 days out of the year.
Let's wing it, man. Just kind of figure it out.
But
Let's wing it.
I guess that's just the way weather changes, or maybe it's always had more sunny days than rainy. I just remember the rain.
I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my
I
new
remember
contacts in time for
sleeping
this
out on the
class. I got them
trampoline.
delivered free from 1-800
Had a
contacts.
trampoline in
Oh
our
my gosh, they're so
front
fast.
yard.
Breathe. Oh,
I used to sleep on the trampoline and watch the stars.
They
Because
gave me on my first
where we were
order.
at, there wasn't a whole lot of light pollution. So if you look closely enough, you could actually see satellites orbiting the planet. You could see them moving across the sky, and it was surreal. You could see the Milky Way clearly. See shooting stars. I'd lay out there during meteor showers. So yeah, it was really good fun times. And then I've lived in Las Vegas for about 3 years. If anybody knows where Vegas is. I lived in, I'm gonna say East Vegas, northeast side of Vegas. And I lived in the southwest side. Henderson, Nevada. Loved living in Vegas. If I could ever move back, I would. In a heartbeat. But my truck doesn't meet emissions out there, so it's kind of hard. I'd have to live outside Clark County. Maybe register my truck outside of Clark County, but live in Vegas. I don't know. Vegas used to be bad, but you know, it's not that bad now. I used to explore Fremont Street a lot. I loved it. Okay. Oh, we've got 2 more rows to do. Oh, I guess I've got... So, 50, 100... Okay, so I did 4 rows. That's cool. And then... let's see, I want to put a splitter here. We're going to run this down to there. And we're going to do a splitter here. guys have any favorite childhood memories? I remember going to this huge lake outside of Vegas. It's called Lake Mead. It's gotten really low. When I was a kid, there was this bay I always wanted to go to. You had to go at certain times of the year because for half of the year the water level would drop and you couldn't get in there. But then we'd have a really wet season and the water would come back up and you'd be able to get in there. Never got to see it as a kid, so I'm hoping one day the lake fills back up and maybe I'll take my kids to go see it. But it's a really nice little beach. Apparently you can you've got canyon walls on either side and you just pull up to this beach, and that was the cool thing about Lake Mead is you could find a beachhead and crash and make a tent there. Back and run this up. I'm gonna finish this before the stream's over. Wait a second. I missed one somewhere. Yes, I did. Skipped one or something, because these are now all off. So, you know, mistakes happen. That's the thing about Satisfactory is if you don't figure it out now. That? Oh, thank you for the bits. Not seeing my alerts on the main screen. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Alright. We gotta delete this. Delete this. And re-put down a splitter here. working on getting some audios that you guys can redeem. I don't know how to do that. I'll have to look up a video. Oh, that's probably what happened. 'Cause I had an autosave happen, and it threw me off. Got a cool, interesting story for you. So, when I was driving truck during COVID, so this would have been about 2020. I delivered to I think it was North Bergen, New Jersey, or Hagen's, New Jersey, something. Maybe I don't quite remember, but they were getting ready to say that they were doing the 2-week shutdown. So like the week before the 2-week shutdown, I had the delivery, let's see, Friday? I want to say it was Friday. And I get there to the delivery, and I'm like, hey, I've got a delivery. And they're like, you do? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I've got some bad news. Because of the 2-week shutdown, none of the restaurants, I was hauling like chicken or beef or something. And so I was doing a refrigerated unit. And he tells me, he's like, none of the restaurants have picked up their orders. Our warehouse is completely full. We're loaded all the way, our floor is full all the way to the door. Okay. He's like, I probably can't get you, because we're closed this weekend. I probably won't be able to take product off your truck until Monday. I'm like, okay. He had already taken my paperwork into the office. And I was like, okay, I just need my paperwork back, and then I'll go sit at a truck stop over the weekend. I don't care. Well, he was like, let me go get your paperwork. Never saw him again. So unfortunately, because I didn't have my paperwork, I was no longer legal to leave and drive down the road. So I had to sit there on the side of the street all weekend. I had to DoorDash food, and it sucked. But I remember after I delivered on Monday, I had a load going to Chicago or through Chicago. And I remember the speed limit on the interstates in downtown Chicago was anywhere from 45 to 55. Now, this was the next week, and there was literally nobody on the roads. It looked like a scene out of The Walking Dead. Is driving down the interstate, nobody. We were allowed to be out because we were truck drivers, so we were considered frontline workers. So what I did is I went ahead and upped the speed limit. I think I was governed at 65 or 68. And so I was barreling through Chicago at like 68 miles an hour. And I remember this cop. I remember it like it was yesterday. This cop, he came up right alongside me. And when he got about halfway up my trailer, I saw that it was a cop, and I was like, oh, I'm getting a ticket. I'm going to jail. Because I was doing like 15 over. And I was like, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. And he leans over into his passenger seat while he's driving and looks up at me. And I wave at him. He gives me a thumbs up and just takes off. And I was like, oh, thank God. It was the scariest moment of my life. But it was hilarious that he was like, dude, you're the only one out on the interstate. I don't care if you speed. And, you know, I had a couple COVID loads where you didn't have to log your duty because they needed to get that product to, you know, to customers and all that as quick as possible. So I would pick up a load in like Georgia, and I would drive like clear through the night and day in Texas, deliver, pick up another load that like, you know, went to California without logging a single thing, so I could pull over, sleep for 2 to 4 hours, and then get back on the road. One thing I hated about COVID is
flies taking over your kitchen? Meet STEM's Flying Insect Light Trap, an easy, mess-free way to capture flying insects like houseflies, fruit flies, gnats, mosquitoes, and moths. Powered by UV light, STEM's Light Trap attracts, traps, and kills 99.9% trapped insects, all without chemical insecticides. And it works 24/7. No mess, no noise, no odor. Live life never bugged. STEM. Visit STEMforbugs.com to learn more.
So, yeah, I'd drive and sleep for like 2 to 4 hours. Sorry, my roommate was talking to me. Team Crisp, hello! How are you? Welcome in. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, but I didn't mention that you can save up to 60% off hotels.
That's another one of my friends, everybody. Team Crisp. If you could go like their Twitch, I would really appreciate it. They are from what I understand, they're a team of streamers that, you know, just all run the account at the same time, and they all stream, and they all post under Team Crisp. And so you got some streamers that on their off days will edit videos and all that. So they're a really good group of people. So if you could give them a follow, I'd much appreciate it. But anyways, back to my COVID story. So, you know, I drive to like California with no logs. And, you know, did that for the first 2 weeks, and then, you know, the president was like, hey, we're gonna shut down even longer. So, you know, we just kept running COVID runs for like the rest of the year. And it was amazing. I've done a couple disaster loads. Those were fun. I would do like a full case of water and have like a police escort. I didn't have to worry about weights. I didn't have to worry about scales. And I would drive from like Oklahoma City to Georgia. So, do you guys have any interesting stories? I've got several. I've delivered beer, I've delivered onions. There's this company I used to work for called Lighthouse. Love that company. If you guys have ever purchased Lighthouse Ranch, that's what they make. They make salad dressings. And what I used to do is I used to leave with finished product and then come back with raw ingredients to make more dressing. That, I really liked that. I was home every other day. That was actually right after I got COVID. I was in the hospital for like 47 days. And it was brutal. I was in the hospital for 47 days. And when I went in, I weighed 317. And I was in a medically induced coma for 11 days. And I lost, I think I was 317 when I was intubated and put into the coma. And when I woke up from my medically induced coma, I weighed 255. So I had lost like 60 something pounds. It was Oh yeah, I think we're gonna do it, but just barely. I think we'll finish it. Yeah, so I mean, I had to go through physical therapy and regain my muscles, and I was very sick, very, very sick. I almost went on this procedure called ECMO, and it's basically what they do is it's basically bypass, in a sense. Basically, what happens is they pull your blood out of your body, and it is ran through a sort of cleaner, and it cleans your blood and reoxygenates it, and then they put it back in. And that machine does all the pumping, and your heart gets, I wouldn't say shut down, it's turned down to a less stressing activity, so it can heal. It's actually on some medication called amiodarone, and that medication, once you stop taking it, had a half-life of 2 years. So if they tested for that drug in your system, it would still come up until 2 years. And it controlled my rhythm of my heart. And when I first woke up, I was on probably like 12 different IV bags. And once I woke up and was starting to get better, they started weaning me off those IVs. And I'll tell you, that was rough because the withdrawal of everything, it was horrible. So, I'm really lucky to be here. share this experience with you guys. I really appreciate you guys sticking around. Because I do this for you. At the end of the day, I do it for you. That's my main goal, is to build a community somewhere where people can just, get off work and, maybe some truckers who also play games and stream, where they can get off the road and, just kind of have a chill community to play around with. If you guys wouldn't mind, check out my About Me page. And it is my socials. If you can go follow me on all of them, that would be fantastic. And like I said, once we get to a point where we start earning a little bit, I'll start doing giveaways. We'll do some gift cards, or I'll gift you Satisfactory if you something you want to do. I've thought about renting a server, and maybe my community comes and builds with me, and I'm willing to even take that to an on-stream thing. So yeah. Let's see if I have any more trucker stories, COVID stories. I remember when I got out of the hospital, and this really sucks. So I got out of the hospital, I was on oxygen. I got sick again, and I got really sick. And I got diagnosed with post-COVID pneumonia. And I actually had to stay overnight again in the hospital. Because they said after being out of the hospital for a week, we can't let you take antibiotics and go home. Like, we want you to stay overnight and run around with antibiotics. And I'm like, you know what? Sure. I can do that. And that's what I did. With some good hospital food. Kind of love that I can call the cafeteria at all hours and no order room service. If I got hungry, I ate. Trucker stories. I heard Disney World or Disneyland, they're starting to allow truckers. You can go in there apparently with truck and trailer, and they have like a truck parking lot, and then you can go to like Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know which one it is, so that's why I'm just including both. And you can go see Disneyland or Disney World. When I never got the chance to do it, I remember going by Disneyland in California. I'd pass it on the interstate, and I would see, the main headquarters of Disney, and I'd see them putting all the posters up in their windows, and, a lot of them were Mickey ears, so that was pretty cool. I've been through Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, it was an outer loop, so I didn't get to see the city much. But I used to always take a deep inhale and smells like America. Kind of miss delivering up in the Northeast, but again, not as much because roads are just really compacted and tight up there, so it made delivery hard. I delivered at some ports in New Jersey, and I used to pick up like pineapple and bananas from ports. I really did port loads in Galveston. That was mostly bananas and pineapples as well. But it was either there or North Bergen, New Jersey. And basically where the port was, I was right underneath the bridge that went into Philadelphia.
Texas, life moves fast, and there's always more ground to cover. Between work, family, and long to-do lists, it's easy for stress to build. Talk it out with BetterHelp Online Therapy. Now with insurance options in Texas and an average copay of just $23 per session for eligible members. Don't wait until life gets too tough to get the support you need. Visit BetterHelp.com and see why millions of people swear by therapy. Cost and coverage may vary.
Driver.
Starbucks energy refreshers, now blended for the ultimate summer cool down. Fruity, smooth, ice cold, and the extra caffeine you need with B vitamins. Sip the flavors you love. Pink drink,
and I was thinking maybe I'd live stream it.
Blended
So
energy refreshers.
that's something you would like to see. Just let me know.
Noticing the car insurance rates keep up even without tickets or claims? You're not alone. That's why there's Jerry. Jerry handles the legwork by comparing quotes side by side from over 50 insurers, so you can confidently hit buy. No scam calls, no hidden fees. Jerry even tracks rates and alerts against best or not. Drivers who save with Jerry could save over $1,300 a year. Don't settle for higher rates. Download the Jerry app or visit jerry.ai/Spotify today.
You put all your modules together and just make one big giant layout. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to the one they had in Nashville. I want to say it's Nashville. I really wanted to go because they actually broke a world record this year, and I would have loved to take my locomotive and railroad cars and run them on that layout, because I think it was several clubs that brought their modules together and broke the world record for, I think it's the longest operating layout in the world or something like that. I can't remember what the record they beat was. Then we gotta go back this way. So, I mean, I have several stories and, hobbies. Almost got hit by a tornado like 2 or 3 times. That was fun. I've had a buddy who I've been friends with probably 8 or 9 years now. And me and him actually, we worked for 2 separate companies. And we hauled a load of Monster from Minnesota to California. He wasn't going to make his delivery, so he actually swapped in Vegas. And, but yeah, I've been friends with that kind of family out in the trucking world. I mean, some drivers will stop and help you if you're needing help. They're nice. You know, I've bought some truckers. They'll say like, "Hey, I'll talk to them for a minute," and they're like, "I'm pretty hungry," and I'm like, "Well, why don't you go eat?" And they're like, "I would, but my company I haven't had a paycheck," and I'll be like, "Hey, let me buy you dinner." And you know, that's how you get like acquaintances and all that. Okay, we are done with the inputs. So while those are filling, our next goal is we're going to do the outputs. We got 4 rows of them to do. So I guess it's 250, 100, 150. Yeah, I guess I did 200 machines. Not 150, so that actually... So there's 2 inputs per machine. If we did 200, that means we did 500. We're gonna do 500 conveyor lifts. Insane, I know. If you guys have any questions about me driving the truck, I'm more than happy to answer. I cannot give you details about the companies I worked for, but I can tell you what I did, where I went, because I never got to do those loads where you picked up at the military bases. Oh, I wanted to. I wanted to so bad. Driving a truck. It's not originally what I wanted to do. I originally wanted to be in the Air Force, and so that's why I did 3 years of ROTC. And I got medically disqualified. I have asthma and ADHD, which is disqualifiers for the military if you need to take medication, which at the time I was. But so after I dropped out of high school, and I went to, I don't know if you guys know of the program, but it's called Job Corps. And I did that for about 2 years. And I trained to be a welder. I was a welder in high school. And I went to Job Corps to get the advanced training. While I was there, I have plenty of Job Corps stories too, so feel free to ask about that. I do know if you are between the ages of 16 and 24, you can also go to Job Corps. Unless they changed it, but as far as I know, you can go between the ages of 16 and 24. It's free training, free housing, free food, so basically free room and board. And they teach you a blue-collar skill. So they had janitorial services, material handling, culinary school, nursing. I did welding. They had the United Auto Workers, which was car repair. They had plumbing. They had carpentry. cement works. And I actually went to an advanced training in San Marcos, Texas, to that Job Corps center, which the Job Corps paid for. I packed up all of my stuff that I had acquired at Job Corps in it was in Utah. It was in Clearfield, Utah, and I got my high school diploma there. And I went to San Marcos, Texas for this program called the Carbon Program. And what you were, or what you were training to do, is to be a rail car repairman. And I was told that's a good way to get your foot in the door to, be a conductor and then an engineer. Is you first start being a carman, and then you apply to be a conductor or an engineer, and then you get the training and you start doing that. So that's what I was trying to do. And then, me and that center didn't really get along. And I know you guys are probably wondering, what did you do? Me and the teachers just didn't see eye to eye. So I left Job Corps, and I just took a graduation from my first center. And you know what? I can't play this. Give me one sec, guys. I gotta change the music, because, like I said, we cannot play that. Let's try this. No, play that one. We can play this one. If you guys are wondering where I get my music to play, it's a website called Stream Beats, and they play copyright-free music. It's actually an individual that makes music, and then he just says, hey, as long as you're streaming with it, I don't care. They have several varieties of playlists. I try to play all different ones. I'm actually in the process of making a album to where I don't have to stop what I'm doing and change the music. I'm trying to make an album where it's just this music. Unfortunately, it's like so, I left Job Corps, and you get assigned this career counselor, and basically they help you find a job and transition over to a job. So he found me several jobs nothing I did. Probably was, but I don't know. But a lot of them were saying, hey, you just need experience and all that. I got to the deadline of my counselor. But you know what? There's got to be a faster way we can build this. This is taking forever. This is the first row. Nope, that's not right. And he was like, hey, I can't help you find jobs. So I was like, okay, no worries. So I was looking for welding jobs, you know, trying to do it on my own. I think we're going to be off if I do it that way. And there was this trucking company. They said, hey, look, come get your CDL with us, and we'll train you, and then we'll hire you right after. So I went to CDL school. 2014, 2015-ish, I want to say. No, maybe 2016. No, 2015. Because it'll be 11 years. And, you know, I started driving truck. I had a very brutal onboarding process. Basically what happened is I think I went in with a class of 75 and we all got our CDLs. You know, we passed the test and got our permits. And we got into orientation, or we graduated CDL school, and we got into orientation to start going on the truck with our trainers. And they were like, hey, surprise drug test. Half of my class, sorry, tongue twister, half of my class was eliminated because they all went out and drank and smoked weed. The night after to celebrate, and half of my class was disqualified and sent back home. And by the time I got out of orientation, because orientation was a week, so we're down to, I think, like 35. By the time we got out of class, a week or 2 weeks after, we were down to 5. I want to say 5, maybe 10. And I know there was at least three people that got fired almost the first week. Well, I want to say probably half of them got kicked off the trucks with their trainers and sent home. And so by the time we went solo from my class, I know there was one dude 2 days after getting his own truck, he rolled it, so he got fired. And you know me, I stuck around and I did my 6 weeks with my trainer, and then I got my own truck. I had now that I think about it, I think it was I think I went in 2014. because I had a 2015 international, wasn't an LP. I think it was just an international. I don't remember the model. Hated that truck. Hated it. It was a 8-speed or a 10-speed manual. Excuse me. And didn't really like that truck. About 6 months in, I got an offer. They said, hey, would you like to start your own business? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. So here was the kicker. Once you completed CDL school, you signed a contract that you were with them for 13 months. Once you completed that 13 months, you didn't have to pay the tuition back. But if you quit or were disqualified before those 13 months, you had to pay the tuition back. And so at the 6-month mark, I became a lease operator, and I had a 2017 Kenworth 680. Love that truck. Miss that truck. Don't even know. That truck's probably long gone and scrapped, or but did that, and then wasn't really making good money. Was doing a lot of sitting. Wasn't able to make up the truck payments. So, and you know what? I apologize, guys, but we're gonna have to save the rest of that story for Friday. We're at the 2-hour mark, so that means I gotta get off. I've got some personal things to attend to. I appreciate everybody stopping in and watching. Thank you, Big Hoss, for the bits. I really appreciate it. Again, if you guys follow me, reach out to me, and I'll send you the Discord link. That gets you in with me. You can talk with me off stream. We can just chat and, catch up. So, I will see you guys Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I appreciate everybody stopping in, saying hi. Team Chris, thank you. Stripes, thank you so much. And I will see you guys on Friday. Take care, guys.